She's reading our obituary.
What?
She's reading our obituary that we were all killed in action. I grabbed him, I jammed the muzzle into the side of his head.
What kind of pistol were you carrying?
22 caliber long rifle with an integrated silencer.
So that is the Sig Sauer P365 Macro Legion. You had people inside the perimeter when you guys were at arm's length distance, and you're only 6 to 9 people?
So I tried to go for softer spots like the temple. Estimated 800.
Whoa. What kind of pistol were you carrying?
I tried different ones. I carried a 1911 45 caliber pistol. It was heavy. It only held 7 rounds. But man, if you hit somebody with that, it would put them down. I mean, it hits hard. But then I changed to a Browning high power 9mm, because now I double the amount of ammunition, number of shots in there. So I played with those a little bit, and then I started carrying a high standard 22 caliber long rifle with an integrated silencer, because that thing was so quiet.
Little hush puppy, huh?
Yes. And, you got to be careful where you shoot them. 22, if it hits a vest or something, it's not going to penetrate. So I tried to go for softer spots like the temple. And I did a lot of practice and trying to get a guy, in particular a tracker. If you were tracking me, then I would tell this team, you guys keep going, I'm going to drop back. Somebody's behind us, I'm going to drop back here and have a little chat. So I could go back and take out a tracker. I could take out a dog. I could do things without, a big disturbance. And particularly at night, there were times when we had people walk inside our little perimeter. I mean, we're all within arm's reach of each other in a little circle, and sometimes you'd have somebody walk right through the middle of it. So you couldn't open up with a car 15 because it'd just light the whole area up. But with that 22, I could tap you, particularly if I set off a claymore, made a little noise, shot you at the same time. Nobody'd ever know I took you out.
Wow. You had people inside the perimeter when you guys were at arm's length distance, and you're only 6 to 9 people? How many times did that happen?
Several. And we can talk maybe in a little bit about where I had a longer experience of someone inside. That's pretty cool.
Let's talk about it now.
I had a 22-man team. We had put 2 of our recon teams together because we were going after a group of NVA that had a group of American prisoners that they were trying to take through Laos into North Vietnam, and we were trying to stop them. And we had stopped for an RON. We had 22 people, so it was a circle almost as big as this room in here, and they were about arm's length apart. I was in the center with my assistant team leader, and it was about 21:30. It was dark. You couldn't see your hand in front of your face, and I was really tired. My eyes were starting to roll back in my head. I was leaning against a tree, and I heard a twig break. And I opened my eyes, and I was thinking to myself, that sounded like a twig break inside the perimeter. And then I heard another one, and I realized someone was inside our perimeter and was coming directly toward me. I'm laying back. I have a car 15 laying across my lap, and I can hear this person moving. And I knew all of our people knew the rule. Once you go down, you don't get back up at night. Anybody moving is a bad guy. And this guy's coming right toward me, and I was thinking, he's going to step on me. I slid my selector switch over the full auto, and I'm laying there, and he's coming, and the air's so thick. And at this point, I can mentally see a silhouette coming at me, although I can't really see the silhouette. I know where it is based on the sound, and now I'm starting to hear him breathe. I'm starting to hear his heartbeat because he realizes he's inside the perimeter and he's probably about to get killed. So his heart is thumping. He's coming right at me. I can't open up because that'll light the whole perimeter up and we'll be in trouble. So I couldn't get to my knife. So I decided just as he gets to me, I'm just going to shoot my left hand up. I'm going to grab a hold of his chest, whatever he's got there, and I'm going to pull him at the same time, raise my leg up and trip him. I'm going to pull him down to the ground. I'm going to hit him in the side of the head with the muzzle of my CAR-15 as I'm bringing him down. If he yells, if he fires his weapon, I'm going to pull the trigger. So he's coming. He got into position. I grabbed him. I jammed the muzzle into the side of his head, just cut a big gash in his head. I bring him down face first into the mud, and he didn't say a word, didn't make a sound. It scared him so bad, he didn't even grasp when I grabbed him. And then I started thinking, now what? I'm sitting here holding this guy face down in the mud. What am I going to do with him? And then I heard a whisper.
You know what everybody dreads? The inbox. I've gone through thousands and thousands of emails, and I hear you loud and clear. So we're making it official. The Vigilance Elite store is fully stocked. We're dropping new gear more often. Some limited edition, some permanent staples. We've got hats, tees, and even Vigilance Elite tumblers. And yes, before you ask, I'm still booze-free. It's been 3.5 years. Relax. It's just water. If you were one of those emails, consider this your green light. Head over to ShawnRyanShow.com and stock up.
The whisper was Trung Huy, he was lieutenant in Vietnamese. Lights, lights. What? And he said, lights, lights. And I looked up the ridge toward the top of the mountain, and you could see lights, lanterns coming down the mountain. About 400 people. If you counted 1 or 2 people in between each lantern, probably 400 people coming down the ridge line toward where we were. That's not good. We're on a ridge line like that. We picked it so people couldn't get around us. They're coming straight at us. But then I turned and I looked down the ridge. There was that same number coming up the ridge. And they were going to come right to us. We were going to be right in the middle when they got there, about, estimated 800.
Whoa.
So then I realized the guy that I've got face down in the mud is the Vietnamese captain that we took on this mission with us. He didn't have the experience. He didn't realize it when he got up to come tell me there were lights coming, that I might shoot him, or somebody might shoot him or knife him. But anyway, he did call that to our attention. And so these guys are all coming at us. They're going to intersect right on us. So my RTO crawled over and said, "Sir, you're wanted on the radio." And I got the radio, and this was a KY 38 with the KY28 manual code loader in it and all that stuff. You had to have that daily code set in this coder. You had to be on the right frequency. This was the highest security radio that you could manually carry around. But anyway, so I was talking, answered it, and it was Saigon, and they said, "You are now a prairie fire emergency," meaning everything in that part of Southeast Asia now belongs to you. Everything, every asset that's within range of you, every asset that still has armament left is being diverted to you to try to get you out. And I'm looking up and down and saying, I can see how we are our prairie fire emergency. So I copied that. I got my assistant team leader over and said, "Here's what's going on." And then the RTO says, "Sir, you got to hear this." And I said, "WTF, Schaefer? What? I've got 800 people coming. What else you going to tell me?" I picked up the radio, the handset, and there's a Vietnamese woman on the radio. There's no way that she can talk to this radio, but she's talking to this tactical radio, secure one. And she's reading our obituary.
What?
She's reading our obituary that we were all killed in action that night. She's reading name by name of everybody who's laying in that perimeter. And she reads my name. She reads off Dick Thompson and keeps going. And Saigon's monitoring. And they heard her read my name off as Dick Thompson, and they said, "Oh, okay, she made a mistake. She doesn't even know his name. Who is Dick Thompson? His name's Henry." No one at that point on that side of the world knew me by Dick Thompson except for Eldon Bardwell, later Major General Bardwell. And we'd been on the same team before. But somehow she knew my name that no one else knew. And as I'm listening to it, there's music in the background. Not just music, but I realized this is the same music that as a little kid at 12 o'clock every day at my grandmother's house, she would say things like, boys, quieten down. I need to hear the obituaries in the county. And there's a southern kind of music that they played in the South when they would read obituaries, read about somebody that had died. And they're playing this in the background as they're reading our names off as being killed in action that day on a super encrypted radio that they couldn't possibly be talking on. So it kind of got our attention.
I would imagine.
So I got a team leader together, and we put our plan together. And we were armed. We had 4 M60 machine guns with us, 4 grenadiers with us. We had all those claymores. We were loaded for bear. But that kind of got all of our attention. And that started at 9 o'clock at night. It was almost 1,700 the next day when we got out. And we just banged it out with them right and left and had one catastrophe after another. But we got out, and we got everybody out with us.
You got everybody out. Wow.
There were a lot of bad guys that were left, but...
Holy shit. What was the radio? Did you ever figure that out?
Somehow they'd gotten a hold of one. They'd gotten a hold of one of those. They got the radio. They had to have gotten the codes and the frequencies, from the compound. And we think part of what happened was 8 days before, we were at the launch site getting ready to launch on this mission, and a team was overrun. And, the launch site commander came in and said, look, your mission's just changed. You're now bright light. Your team's going to go in to try to recover the team that just got overrun. So they changed our mission. And we went out there and fought it out for a couple of days. And when we came back, we had to have some recovery. We had to replace some people that were wounded during the firefight. So it was 8 days before we could go back and run our original mission. So they had 8 days to get more intel on us and figure out what was going on. And we had some spies there at CCN in the camp that we didn't know about. So,
man. Well, I got another gift for you.
And the KY-38 radio, and that's 54 pounds of radio plus all the batteries, the big batteries that it goes through. Nobody wanted to carry those things. You had to have a PRC-77 to hook to this KY-38. So half of it was on your front chest, half of it was on your back.
Oh, man.
It was unreal. But, I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
No. Well, not much has changed today. Nobody wants to carry the radio, but it's not 50 pounds. So, but hey, since we're talking about everything you've carried, I got you a little present here. So I got a friend over at Sig Sauer. His name's Jason, and I told him you were coming on, and he is just fascinated with MACV-SOG guys. So he wanted me to present this to you.
Oh, wow.
Go ahead, hold it up. So that is the Sig Sauer P365 Macro Legion, and holds 17 rounds plus one in the pipe. It has that red dot. We were talking about red dots at breakfast. It has the slide cuts in the front to help you with the muzzle flip and recoil. It's made out of all metal, and that is the latest and greatest everyday carry handgun from Sig Sauer. So
Wow.
we wanted
Thank
you to
you.
have that.
That is awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
No matter where you're watching Shawn Ryan Show from, if you get anything out of this, please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, share this everywhere you possibly can. And if you're feeling extra generous, please leave us a review on Apple and Spotify podcasts.